earlier on, you are recycling that crime to take place. You may be a victim again. Somebody very close to you may be a victim again. So it is not the best to pay ransom no matter what the situation is.
What should we be doing now that they're asking for that much, 1.2 billion naira? Perhaps if we put that on the table for some other security apparatus that can check crime, don't you think the government will be miles ahead of securing our schools and even our cities?
I'm sorry, if you can come again on that. I didn't get that.
I'm looking at, for instance, the installation of cameras around the nation, specifically in city centers and some other places. If we have that amount of money cumulatively that we've always given to kidnappers, maybe individually or as a nation or as a government, don't you think by now we should go back to the drawing board and get back our CCTV scheme in place?
Well, as a professional in this field, to be honest with you, I always believe in the human part of the intelligence and effort to be perfect first before we start talking about automation. How did we protect ourselves and our community?
But again, you don't have a record. You don't have a database. Sorry, let me come in here quickly.
I would like us to go back to what happened in the past. What have we been doing in the past?
But you don't have a database for you to match pictures. You don't have a database for you to match faces. You don't have a database for you to bring before people and say these are suspected kidnappers. So don't you think without such facilities in place, it will be hard for us to get to the root of this?
Well, while we wait for that to happen, we shouldn't wait and be dying. There is a database within the Nigerian system, even though it may not belong to the police, the army, or the DSS. Remember when you obtain your phones, if you are fortunate enough, you are likely to have done your SIM registration twice. That information you provided ended up with a government agency. It just takes a software to harmonize it. NCC have their own, INEC has their own, banks has their own. What we need to do is to harmonize this. But while we are waiting for that to happen, what I think we need to do is that what are the human part? What role at the moment? What is it we have at the moment that we can do with to prevent further occurrence of this ugly situation? I think that is the immediate one, while we think of how we can sustain automations and enhance technologies to fight crime. I will want to say that I could see that there are some white poles that I'm seeing around cities of Nigeria. They could be enhanced if the government have the political will to put that in place. But community policing, when I say community policing, I don't mean police officers wearing uniform in the community. It is I'm talking about a situation whereby the community, as much as you want to build houses, drive beautiful cars, send your children to good schools, should also have a basic knowledge of security and put that in place. Of what good is you building a 200 million naira house and only guiding it with a security man that you are paying 10,000 every month? If you need to do more, then you have to do more to protect your life and property.
Well, I suppose you talked earlier about what the individuals are doing to protect themselves. Yes, you're just mentioning now about doing more to protect yourself. But beyond protecting yourself, is it enough to just build the walls and get the security man and pay 5,000 or 10,000 as the case may be, or pay even 100,000 naira? What more can the individuals do?
Well, your awareness and knowledge of the security situation around you is something you need to first understand. You must be in the know. Many of us don't know who our next door neighbor is. Those of us living in a blocks of flats sometimes don't even know who the person living in the flat below us is, where they work. we must first get to know ourselves. Then we have one major responsibility to the system where we live. We are not an island. You have responsibility and duty to inform the authorities, whether you believe in them or not, whether you trust them or not. When you see something, you should say something. Another thing I want us to do is to pull up our invincible antenna, to try and do a little bit of surveillance of our environment. It's not hard to do. Holding a cup of coffee in the morning and standing by one window in your house, you may want to check which car is that car parking in front of your house. Who is that gentleman walking up and down? That man wearing a green top walking down your street. Where is he going to end up? Is he just going to be parabolating the street or not? Then our